Things are looking up. I'm ready for tonight. I feel good. I feel good. Can't nobody hold me down. Hi everybody, this is your boy DrkBLADExx of Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk, the leader for DCUO. What's good? As you the title of this video, we are doing the feat known as Another Fine Mist. Now, this is a hero and villain thing, alright? If you're a hero, what you need to do is you need to purify 112 Cistrine Mist manifestations on Oa in the Oa's central power battery in the alert known as Avarice Impurity. Now, if you're on villain side, you need to purify 112 Crimson Mist manifestations in the Quan central power battery on Quan during the Rage Impurity alert. Alright. So it's the same thing. So with that being said, one of them has you purifying Pristine Mist and one has you purifying Rage, or should I say Crimson Mist. So it doesn't travel over. Sorry. Alright, what I mean is this. The definition of it, if you're a hero side, says you must purge Cistrine Mist. If you're on villain side, the definition says you must purify Crimson. Well, there's no Crimson Mist on hero side, and there's no Citrine Mist on villain, so how can you possibly buy that feat on the other side? Doesn't make sense, it's not possible. However, there are certain feats that you can do on the other side. For instance, the 500cc bounty feats. It just says complete 500cc bounties. It doesn't say hero or villain, it just says bounties. So that one is completely viable. However, the one that says complete 10cc villain bounties, well, you can't fight villains as villains, you can only do it as heroes. The same way you can't do the 10cc hero bounties, because you can't defeat heroes as heroes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, anyway. This feat takes place at the last boss fight when you're fighting Larfleeze. Okay, eventually, you're going to have some helpers come into the room. They're actually hiding behind because they're afraid they're not fighters. Okay, now right up there, you see that little conduit in front of the battery? That's going to be where you can teleport into the mist chamber. That chamber is full of mist. Once you actually get inside there, there'll be some nodes that you can actually activate and actually purge the mist. Actually, you know what? How about we actually go inside there real quick? Alright, I'm on my character, Aegis Barrier, the healer. In a couple seconds, Green Lantern's going to come from behind those green barriers back there that you guys just saw and walk towards the makeshift portal device. And once he actually powers that up for us, we're going to be able to go inside of the central power battery. And you'll be able to see exactly how you purge it so that you can get the feat. Right now, like I said earlier, you can do it or another person can do it, it doesn't matter. Everybody gets credit. So you go in here and you only have a couple of seconds to purge them all. You're just clicking on them pretty much. Click and hold, and you do it for each and every one. Now, there's always going to be an enemy in there trying to interrupt you or stun you. Hero side, we have Glomulus. Now, you only have a couple of seconds to do that. Keep that in mind. Like that one, I didn't get to it in time. But let's switch to a brand new video. Yes, that's right. This is a brand new video. Now, I'm on my villain, Maximum Carnage. Right in front of me, you'll notice that there's two Sinestro Corps engineers. They're going to be the ones that are going to power up the makeshift teleporter device for us. But let's get forward. Alright, villain side is the exact same deal. In a couple seconds, you're going to see the... Yep, there it goes. Engineering is going right towards the portal device. Fixing it, powering it up. Then I'll be going inside. Same deal, there's 4 of them in here. Activate them and you get credit towards your feat. What you want to do is hold the block button anytime you get stunned to instantly get out of it and go right back to what you're doing. You only have a couple seconds, so you want to make sure that you don't do this as fast as possible. Afterwards, there's a portal at the end. You can just walk out, or you can just stand in there and be, eventually teleported out. Alright, so now let's go back to the present. Alright guys, so I'm back on Black Hawk right now. And, it's just like that for both sides. Anyway, you'll be able to go into the central power battery, or member of your team will be able to go in there several times before the alert is actually over, so you'll get quite a nice number before you actually complete the alert. And you just go in there a few times and you'll eventually get this feat. It's not actually that hard or that long to actually get it. It just takes a couple queues. However, if you want to do this faster, this is what you do. As you can see right now, my boy Al is going inside the central power battery. Once he's inside there, the feat will pop, because that's all he needs to do now. He's done it a couple times. He just needs to go in there a few more, which is this run right here. Now, if you want to do this the OP way, because like I said, it will take a couple run-throughs, but if you want to do it in just one run, that's right, one run. Listen up. Alright, credit is given to you as soon as you actually do it. As you see right there, as soon as he purged, he got the feat instantly. So this isn't completion after the boss fight, this is completion as soon as you do it. What that means is, after you purge all the mist inside the battery, you can now wipe. That's right, you can just wipe. Now, why are you wiping? Well, that's because if you die, you have to restart over. You have to go back to the boss fight and redo it. Exactly. Yep. So, wipe, and you can pre-purge again. Once you purge everything, wipe, purge again. Once you purge everything, wipe, purge again. Do you see where I'm going with this? Yes. This is how you do it in one sitting. That's the OP way of doing it. So for those of you who don't actually want to just keep queuing up for it, get it done instantly. Alright, this is hero side, but I gotta say, I got love for my villain side though, you know what I'm saying? So here we are, you know what I'm saying? The Dark Enforcers, we heroes and villains. So hero side, we Dark Enforcers, but villain side, we Dark Embracers, you know? So we get it in, right? So this is Dark Embracers in association with Dark Lineage, you know what I'm saying? We get it in, let's do it. Alright, actually, before I get to the actual feat, I gotta point out some bugs. I just gotta point out some bugs. I'll say this. I'm coming in here with like 60 out of 112. I think it's 112 or it's 122 for the feat. I'm at 60 pretty much. The bug I want to point out is the engineers. Sometimes, no matter you're doing hero side or villain side, remember hero is Avarice Impurity, villain is Rage Impurity. The alert. Sometimes you come in here, the engineers will bug out on you. Now, what I mean by bug out on you, I mean that they will get attacked, and instead of like going through the whole stun animation, they just stand there. And as soon as they take that, like, a couple attacks, they just stand there for the rest of the raid. They don't move, they don't try to do nothing. They just stand there. And there's nothing you can do about it. There really is nothing you can do about that. However, there are ways around that. Now, while you can't personally do something about it directly, there is something you can do to fix it. What you can do to fix it is let either Larfleeze or Atrocitus or the Orange Constructs or the Red Lanterns actually do a lot of damage to the engineer. That will force the engineers to go back to their corner, and it kind of resets them. Now that might take a while for some of you, you might not have the patience for that. Another way of fixing that is to just wipe. If you wipe, it resets the engineers, and everything should work again. That's the best way around it. And yes, that's a bug, but what can you do? There's tons of bugs. Anyway. Now with each update, something gets fixed, something gets broken, something gets added, something gets taken away. Just the facts of life. Anyway, let's go back to this video. Okay, so you saw your boy was inside the thing. Homeboy went inside. Shorty went inside. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went inside this, and all the credit is shared. That's right. All the credit is shared. Okay, so when I started this, I had 60. Alright, I started with 60. Now, when you go in here, you go into the portal, there's 4 mist in there. So, every time you clear it out, that's 4. You have to clear out the mist a total of 3 times before you can actually damage the boss. So that's 12 per run, pretty much. With this method of just wiping as soon as all the mist is gone, you can keep doing 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12 until you finally get up to the number you need. It's such a fast way. You don't have to go all the way, you know, back through the animations again. So, like, for instance, right here. I'm inside. There's 4 mists. Crowd these 4 mists. And you just keep going. And going, and going, and going until Atrocitus is just fed the fuck up. pretty much, or until Larfleeze is sped the fuck up. Okay, so as you can see, out the mist. Then the next person goes in, then the next person goes in, then the next person goes in. It's all good, man. Okay, there goes another engineer. Depending on how much damage you're putting in on them, you can kind of make the engineers keep going back to back to back to back. But you can't give up on damaging Larfleeze. Larfleeze is out, keep damaging him. You can't hurt him, but you gotta put some damage on him. If the ads show up, clear them out with the quickness, work back on Larfleeze. That's how you make the engineers keep going in and in and in and in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just keep it, you know, boomeranging. Okay. Now remember what I said I was when I first started this one instance. I was at 60 on this character. Okay. Because after we wipe, you're gonna see where I'm at. Okay, so right now, the mist is gone from the battery. There's no more mist up there because Atrocitus is talking his big monologue. So we're just gonna fast forward through all this. Okay, except for, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna keep fast forwarding. And right here, we're gonna stop. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Now I'm at 72, so like I said, you get 12. Okay, now we're gonna fast forward a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. We're gonna keep fast forwarding, and right about here, boom. Because that's just a whole bunch of walking and stuff. Actually, I should have fast forwarded to this part too. My bad. I'm not gonna go back now and do it, but yeah, anyway. I should have fast forwarded this too, so what you're about to see now is somebody, not me, anybody can go into the battery. It could be me too, it doesn't really matter. But we're gonna go into the battery, clear it out, and then I'm gonna look at the count number and you will see that it counts, because I'm gonna show you that the mist is back and that it still counts for you, and that this is farmable as long as you keep wiping. You just have to know when to wipe. So once there is no more mist in the battery, you can actually look at the battery and see if there's mist inside it. Alright, that goes for both hero side and villain side. Just so you know. That goes for both sides. Okay, so right there, the battery is up. Alright, see I'm jumping up? There's red mist inside there, which lets you know that there is mist inside there. Alright, so homeboy went inside the battery. We is good. Alright, now remember, I'm at 72. 72. As soon as he comes out that battery, I check the score, we good to go. And this is without having to re-queue, which is the best part about it. Now, if you just want to keep requeuing, that's cool too, but you could also just wipe. I know it's kind of hard to find those groups when they're not leaguers that want to just keep farming it. So I can understand if you just want to just requeue. It's all good either way. I'm just giving you guys options. You can just queue this up whenever you want to, or just keep requeuing it in the same day or whatever, or you can just keep wiping to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? There's many ways of doing this. I just want to give everybody as many options as possible. Alright, you guys just saw the score. It went from 72 to 76, so this does work. Do it any way you want to, but this method of wiping does work for your OP grinding. Also, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. You can't do this feat on villain side and try to buy it on hero side, or vice versa. It doesn't work that way. You gotta do it on both sides if you want it on both sides. Alright guys, see you guys later. This is DrkBLADExx of Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk, Division Leader for DCUO. Dark Enforcers, Darkness Rises. Holla.